The Denver principles were really the values that came together for people with AIDS. It was the first time, and it was led by, there was kind of this East Coast, West Coast war. There was a group of PWAs in New York City that was led by the PWA Coalition of New York City, and that was kind of David Summers, Michael Hirsch, Michael Callan. And then there was the West Coast ones were from San Francisco, and that was the Bobbies, the Bobby Campbell, Bobby Reynolds. And for all of you who, these people will mean nothing to you except what you need to know is that they were the most courageous, brave, loving, maddening human beings I'd ever met in my entire life. That their courage to stand up and fight at a time when nobody would listen to them, at a time when they were a pariah in their own community, meant that we could be here today. They were the ones who said that people with AIDS were not AIDS victims, they were people with AIDS. They were the ones, They were the ones who said that healthcare was a right, not a luxury. That we all deserved access to healthcare, and we're still fighting for that one.
That's right.
They were the ones who said that people with AIDS needed to be responsible, needed to be in partnership with their doctors to make the decisions that would affect their lives.
That's right.
And they were the ones that said that people with AIDS needed to be on the boards and staff of AIDS service organizations and needed to be integrated at all levels of leadership. It was 1984 at the Denver conference of the National the National Gay Association meeting. See, I'm so old, I don't remember. And what I remember most about that meeting was that these folks were dying and they were fighting at the same time. You know, they could hardly walk across the room, yet they would fight like hell for their friends who they loved. They could hardly speak, yet they would scream at social injustice. They could hardly lift their heads, but they would love each other, and they would love me, as I hope you all love each other, and love your friends and your colleagues. I was sitting at the table back there. Come on, say hello. and we were talking about the fact that one of the reasons these guys come to this meeting is because it's about the friendship and the relationship they have between each other. That they have formed this support group that helps them through this epidemic.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what this meeting is about, and that's what I hope all of your lives are about. This disease is a very lonely disease. It is very scary, the isolation and the stigma that is out there. And what I want you to know, and what I think you've done so amazingly, Butch, is you've created this network of people who can love and support each other through the good times and through the bad times.
Yeah.
And that is the most precious gift that you can give anyone, because I will tell you, and is Mark King still here? Did he leave? So Mark and I talk about this a lot, about how as survivors, we are really fucked up. That we have experienced a level of loss, that we have experienced a level of grief, that we have experienced a level of anger that most of us deal through overeating, through drugs, through too much sex, through whatever. And that I will be very honest, I'm damaged goods. It is. No question, honey. I am a damaged goods person, and God help the man who loves me. But that's a whole other story. But I say that because it's important to understand that. It is important, we have this unique experience that the rest of the world doesn't understand. We have this unique experience of loss. We have this unique experience of love. We have this unique experience of friendship. And what I loved about all of you back at my table there was how much I saw you cared for each other. I absolutely got it. I absolutely got that you drove together 5.5 hours from Atlanta to be here. Honey, I would drive 5.5 hours to be anywhere, let alone here. And so the fact that you all came together and do this as a community of friends, I think is extraordinarily powerful. And I hope that each and every one of you has that community of friends, because this disease can beat the shit out of you. And without those friends, without those people standing by you saying, we're going to make this, we're going to get through this, it's pretty hard to do it by yourself. And I guess that's also kind of why, for those of us who've been doing this work forever, we are so disturbed. Because everywhere we go, we see the faces of the people who came before us. You know, we're talking about Marty. You know, Marty's here. Marty's here right now. He is here with us in so many different ways. And he is looking at me going, I can't believe you told that story about Mexico. That was supposed to be a secret. And you know, and all of you have stories about people that you loved, who you've lost, or who are fighting this disease. And all of you are sitting here as living examples of why Marty was so important. And I hope that your life can be the example for the next generation that unfortunately is going to follow us. Because until we stop this epidemic, we have a lot of work to do.